right? So do I sell this car? And then when I want another one, I can't find one like this, and I'm kicking myself. So I don't know, what do you think? Put it in the comments below. Now, keep in mind, I've talked about this in a couple of videos. I posted it on one of them. I want to be very clear about this. I'm not going to follow up on comments like I have in the past, where I followed up on every single comment, right? I either answered if it needed to be answered, fought if it needed to be fought, discussed if it needed to be discussed, liked it, with that stupid heart on it. I wish it wasn't hearts, but, liked every single comment that I read, or at least that was my way of acknowledging that I read it. But I'm not going to do that anymore. Something's got to give. So again, I talked about this in detail on Inside the Hex about, to get back to basics, I'm going to have to simplify some things, slow down in order to speed up, if you will. I want to build out a garage design company, and provide that solution to people. And I need to be focused on that. I've kind of let things slip. But here's the thing. You make mistakes and you come back and fix it. That's part of the spice of it. People are so quick to cancel you or call you out, or they don't like change or whatever it is. We are changing. I'm changing something every single day. And so I'm going to make a pretty significant adjustment back to a little bit simpler time. So that way I set myself up to do things like build the garage here, build out a design studio somewhere around here, continue to develop the people that work for Obsessed Garage and continue to drive them forward. Make the website better, make the user experience better, figure out how we're going to follow up with you better when you have questions, make and improve the information that's available, remake a lot of videos that I've made that I can add some more insight to, all these kind of things where I think, I can continue to do my little part to change the darn world. And so eliminating some of the extra is going to be necessary. I've already, if you've noticed on Instagram, I've been selling a lot of little different things. I've kind of fallen out of my normal process of 2-month rule. So I have too much stuff. And so getting rid of a lot of tester products and a lot of products that I've moved on from and we're kind of holding on to or just hadn't eliminated yet. Yeah, see, the gap here is so big. Got to do a different suspension. So if I do keep this car, it would be so that I could, work on some things and work on little projects with it. So the likelihood is I will. I wouldn't sell it until the GT4 came anyway, unless somebody made me an offer I couldn't refuse. If somebody offered me 75 or 80 grand for this, I'd consider it. I mean, that's what I'd sell this car for. I don't know, some people are freaking out about that, but someone would buy it. I would buy this car for 75 grand, absolutely. Knowing that it's been vetted and tested and it has the BMW performance seats in it and all the stuff, the Venturi intake, the brakes, the suspension, everything comes with it. So I would pay a lot for this car. But so the concept of having, so worst case, I'll have this car, which will be here under cover, and then GT3 in the bubble or GT4 in the bubble, and just swap back and forth or maybe keep 2 cars back at HQ and just keep 1 car here in the bubble and just cycle through them, and then just focus on little projects here and there. Like I'm going to do, if I keep this car, I'm going to do carbon ceramics. So I'm going to do the retrofit F80 kit on this, and if I keep it, I'm going to do Bilstein PSS 10. No, I think they're called BA16 or maybe B16, maybe it's called, where it's EDC functional, but would allow me to lower this in the front because this is sits too high here. You know, there's a almost 2-finger gap, which is too high for me. Anyway, let's get set up to rinse. All right, let's rinse it. Get all this pollen off the car. Problem is the colonite's probably going to be toast by now. Let's see. Gosh, the new gun and wand, so good. We have them in stock, so if you want one, you can get it. We're working on a massive project to get all of the packages up to date with the new Mosmatic version. Oh, this poor car is so dirty, look at it. He's just parked on it, shoot. This is why I don't want this to happen to my cars. I want them to be maintained. I don't want leaves inside the jams. Ugh. Gosh, I hate this hose. I need to fix this. I'm fixing everything else. Oh, shoot. Pollen, man. Pollen can destroy any kind of last step. Crap. N3 is going to need some serious love here. They're going to have to, it's going to force me to get on this. I mean, that's another reason. I mean, this darn car, it's needed corrected since I got the water spot, and I haven't done it. I've been talking about it for months. So I'm going to get that done. I'm going to get everything done. Shoot, I got tree sap on my car. I never get that on it. All right, let's do the new foam cannon. Again, the foam cannon's not any different. It still functions exactly the same. Just has a different bottle, and now we have a little quick disconnect on it. So there you go. Click disconnect. Boom. I think it's going to be good, especially when it's blue with a little OG nut on it, or yeah, the OG nut on it. So I've made some serious headway with Pryor, the hose bib company. Thinking they're going to let me do it. Hoping. They've called a bunch of my references that I gave them. So let's hope they give me a shot here. I'm telling you, this bucket filler is awesome. Just this whole combination. It's so good. Even this goofy seen on TV nozzle works great. You gotta get that tree sap off before I smear it in with the soap. Let's go get that off. It's been a while since I've done a late night session like this with you. Okay, it was right here. It's right there. There's the spot. Probably gonna kill my wax. Man, that one's pretty gnarly. There we go. So I feel like I'm cleaning house. All right, I moved from one side to the other, sold a bunch of my old I'm gonna be moving out of some cars. I'm gonna revamp the wash bay at some point here this summer. You get my gym. My gym's all set up. So hopefully that motivates me to get my fat rear end in shape. I quit on the marathon because I just wasn't enjoying the running. We're gonna have the next evolutionary step in Obsessed Garage, what it's about to become, I think. Yeah, we're now doing, I think we'll probably hit, I don't know if March will hit it, but I think April will hit $1 million for the, $1 million in a month. So I think that's coming. At least I hope. That'd be really cool. Be sure to share that with you if that happens. This is the last year of my final, final throes of all the wealth management legal stuff. So I make a final payment to that settlement, get that done here. Yeah, I think the Colonite's toast, man. So, because it's likely contaminated, not too bad. You could reapply, but it's gonna I need to get the water spots off anyway, so it needs to be polished. I want to fix the little failed spot on the trunk, so I'm gonna repaint the trunk. So again, if I keep this car, there's gonna be lots of cool projects I'm working on with it. So I'm gonna make the GT4 video here soon about my spec, what I'm gonna get. It's gonna be gentian blue and gunmetal wheels. Yeah, so basically it's suited to replace this thing, right? But I'm not sure about this one. The other problem is I'm back to freaking out when I'm driving, so that's part of the reason why I'm simplifying, is that that speech I gave at G-Technic, you can't see it in the video, but in mid-speech I'm having like total mental breakdown, just freaking out. Took on too much, too short of a period of time, and so that's the main reason I'm doing this. Cutting back on some stuff, getting back to enjoying spending time in my wash bay. I'm also not going to do videos every day. We're just going to do videos whenever we have videos to make, and not try to rush it. I have some really cool videos coming up here, detailing wise. And so once HQ's done, I am going to invite a bunch of YouTubers, see if they want to come out here, spend a little time playing with stuff, see if that's something they're interested in. Invite them. There's about 10 or 12 of them I'll invite out. Pan said he's down. He's the only one I've really messaged about it. Shoot, I just dropped it on my toes. Now my foot's all wet. I'm going to take this over tomorrow. We got another car capsule that I want to video. So I'm going to take this over in the morning. I'm going to put it on the cover tonight so it doesn't get pollen all over it. Take it over in the morning. Put it in that other, it's a non-drive-in car capsule. It's the one that you kind of put, it really is a bubble. It's not a dry one you drive it through it or in it. You drive on it and then pull it up over top. So I want to share that with you. Air compressor shipping tomorrow, rotary screw compressor, the FIAC. So So the question is, will it have enough output to run the pneumatics efficiently? That's what we're going to test. Because it's a rotary screw that we can use without having to run it all day, every day. So it's a rotary screw for a hobby garage like mine and yours. Oh, this is going to feel so good, having this car clean. It'll make me happy when it's sitting at HQ in a bubble. And then when I drive it, it's clean. And then I can come out after it's been driven a few times, clean it again. That is my happy place. So I'm not going to clean the interior tonight or dress the tires or anything. I'm going to do that tomorrow at HQ after I get it over there. So yeah, 2020 is the theme is slow down to speed up. That's the goal. I don't know, let's see. We don't have a lot of contamination, so we'll see how it beads water here in a minute. Hopefully that pollen was just sticking to the surface, messing it all up. Oh yeah, not too bad. Still a little bit of hydrophilic. Look, the window's good. All right, we're good. We still got some time. Oh yeah, it's not the 630, it's the 650. The only thing I've noticed with this, sorry, I'm yelling at you. The only thing I've noticed with this is it's really high pitch, so you definitely want some ear protection. It's like maybe because of the speed it's coming out, it's a little bit more annoying sound-wise. The water's not coming off as easily. Forgot to put my hides on first. Could you imagine how awesome this car would be with carbon ceramics? Oh man. Yeah, this is it. This is when you know it's time to reapply. All right, let's dry this thing off. Go inside, it's getting cold. It's like 40-something degrees now. So at least add a little bit of something to the car, putting a little bead maker on it. I think I've got to get a couple of tar spots. This poor car needs some TLC from old Maddie. Instead of me just neglecting it for forever. I still think about how people are still chasing some goofy beading. Remember, we don't need beading. We just need the water off the car. So the whole point here is to put, I think, is to put a really good quality coating or wax as your main layer, and then we're just doing this mainly as a drying aid and like a weekly sacrificial layer. So having all these discussions about longevity on this step is kind of pointless. Man, this poor car is a mess. I need to get it up to the standard. See my towel grabbing. Man, it's getting cold. Yep, it's definitely time to redo. I think this has been on here for, I think, about 12 months now. It's certainly been a while. Yeah, it's satisfying coming out here late at night. Later at night. It's like 9 something. I mean, you can see my towel is wanting to grab. It's got contamination. Not a ton, but enough. Good old Florida. Nice and humid out, even in 40-degree weather. That's why 40 degrees, 45 degrees feels way colder than it actually is. Orange towels are starting to fade a little bit, which is fine. They seem to get a little softer as they get older. So remember, when you're using towels for your drying aid step, don't assume these are going to last the rest of your gosh darn life. They're going to become hydrophobic soon. I don't know, a dozen uses, and you're going to have to replace them. I had a guy email me the other day about his towels, and like $2 a piece, and he's freaking out. Like, I've used these, like, I've only washed them like 10 times. They're starting to lint. I said, well, it's a freaking $2 towel. What do you want it to do? Last for the rest of your life? It might last a while, but it might not. It's $2. Just get a new set. That's kind of part of the deal. Yeah. That's the one thing about drying at night like this. I need to use a bunch more towels than I normally do. This car is gonna, if I keep it, say when I keep it, it's gonna go on gonna do another overhaul of making it awesome. So I'm gonna call IND and ask them if they can they paint me a trunk and have it still look good. Car looks great on camera, not so great in person. This is when you start towel marring the car. When it's contaminated like this. Not heavy contamination, but when your wax is starting to fail. This is what I remember that time when I needed to correct my GT3. I needed to compound it because I'd gotten toweling marks because I stretched it too long. I didn't take care of the car like I normally did. And I let the wax go too long before reapplying. And then I got some toweling scratches from taking too long in between. So notice this is taking me twice as long to deal with the car as well. I would normally have the whole car dry by now. This is not fun in this weather. I feel for all you guys that live in cold climates. If I can inspire any of you to do anything, it's to don't preclude yourself from living in some crappy, freezing cold town for the rest of your life. Get the heck out of there. Why are you there? Who's stopping you from moving? What I've found is that once you do it, your family and friends will follow you. Shoot, I'm the last guy that anyone would, friends and family would follow, but they pretty much all have. Yeah, all the water spots. I got to get this thing dialed. Got to get this back to the standard. I think we're down in the temperature's dropping, man. Although I guess I can't complain too much. I've got shorts on. so much funky crap on the surface that I want gone. Once I get the trunk repaired, I'm gonna coat this car for sure. CSL XO. You know, the old trusty wax is still a good, viable solution, but the CSL is better. But you know, wax is great for a lot of you guys that haven't done a lot of this stuff before, where you can pull it off and start over when you don't do it right. Doesn't matter how much I show people how to do it. They swear up and down they did it the same. And then it usually comes out later on, oh yeah, but I didn't do this or that. You know, there's always that, well, I did it exactly like you said. And then when we start uncovering, they're like, well, I didn't wipe it down with the eraser because I didn't have any. Or, well, I didn't really polish it, so, but I decontaminated it. And so it's good to learn on a wax. And then you can coat it later. Yeah, this is just it's so humid out. And this is not a failure of my towels. It's just really humid. So if you leave all this kind of streaky stuff behind with bead maker, you'll end up with streaks on the paint. That's another thing. People are like, I do it exactly like you said. Well, you have to get it dry. If it's humid out, you have to finish the wipe. You can't leave streaks behind. Now, that's where Ammo Hydrate was always a great product, in that you just leave it dry like that, and it wouldn't leave any water spots or any streaks, not water spots, any streakiness behind. So normally I don't have to wipe it this much, but the car is normally much more dialed in than it is. So in a perfect world, I want the car dialed in for pollen season, so that it rejects the pollen much better. But I'm sure what you guys are seeing on camera, the car probably looks fantastic. But to me in person, and to like a regular person who isn't insane, would think this car looks great. It looks great, like epoxy looks great. Now, it's not all scratched up. It just has a lot of blemishes from weird stuff sitting on the paint. From the water spots from 12 months ago. And then all this pollen and tree sap and crap that got on it, that I'm going to get all polished out and cleaned up here shortly. And by shortly, I mean probably months from now. We'll get it. Just gotta simplify life a little bit. Remove some cars. Make this thing awesome. You know, I really thought about repainting the whole darn thing. That would be pretty sick. I mean, it's not at a stage where it really needs to be repainted, but it'd be really cool to have it like super, super perfect. So HQ is coming together. We ordered quotes for all the racking. Right now we have 61 linear feet, meaning the length of all of our shelving for all the product storage. And so I just ordered a quote for another 100, and I think it was 104 feet or something like that. So we're gonna have almost 2 times more space. So we'll have 3 times the storage of what we have now in HQ. It's gonna be awesome. Get rid of all of our storage units. We'll get to see almost all of our stuff in one spot. We're about to go to barcode scanning. So we're going to be barcoding our inventory. And we're going to be going to an ABC lean picking system, where we'll have our A stock as close as possible, and B stock, C stock, and we're going to change how we pick and pack as well. It's going to really change how we do things and hopefully improve efficiency substantially. See, look at all that pollen sitting on that thing. It's insane. This is why I need to slow down so I can speed up and get my garage here. Spend less on cars that I don't really care all that much about. Save some money so I can build the garage. I'm calling I&D tomorrow. By the end of March, so mark my words here, by the end of March, I will have the M3 and the GT3 both completely dialed in paint-wise. So satisfying having clean door jambs. So I'll put the car cover on it tonight, and then in the morning run it over to OGHQ. So I'm thinking about, tell me if you think this is a good or bad idea. So I'm thinking about the next garage giveaway, starting it in April, running April and May, or maybe started in May, run it May and June or something like that, and doing it big, meaning Z06 and full garage is the winner for the winner. So you get the Z06 for your garage. How sick would that be? But I've got to figure out some creative things outside of just t-shirts as the giveaway items. Because I would have to sell a lot of stuff to make that work. Yeah, that'd be a cost of about $200,000. That'd be a whole lot of tax somebody would have to pay. Last door, do the door jambs. Go inside and take a shower. I went to the gym at 8:30 this morning. I haven't showered. And then I'm going to edit this video. Mike is out this week, and I've got Bryce double timing it, getting the new Mosmatic stuff incorporated into all the packages. It's not really editing, it's more just putting the video together. You can sell the M3, make it a package where you buy the M3 and you get to come and we'll detail it together, and then we'll ship it home to your house. How's that sound? Who's down for that? Drying this thing off. Take me a freaking hour. That's what happens when it's not protected like normal. Which reminds me of drying off a car that I just bought. The Corvette's first wash. Now when I wash the Corvette, it's a darn dream. It's almost like this is somebody else's car right now. We have pine sap on it. Have a bunch of water spots. A bunch of beat up spots from bugs sitting on it too long or something. Yeah. Gotta get my life together just for the fun of it. Just so we can see the Venturi intake. The intake plenum. Let's pop the trunk or pop the hood. And we'll wrap it up. So, that's a good old-fashioned wash and chat. Or like some like to say, wash and complain. Wash and whine. Wash and inspire. Wash and whatever. Oh shoot, freaking leaves everywhere. Stupid oak trees. Makes me want to chop them down. Makes me want to chop them all down and pave everything. There's like a billion leaves in here. Especially I hate leaves in my jam areas. Do not like that. So yeah, we'll see. You know, if you're watching this video, lots of people have told me, oh, I want to buy your M3 if you ever sell it. But I think that means they probably want me to sell it to them for 40 grand. That ain't happening. So if you want it, and you want to convince me to sell it, you know what that means. You're gonna have to pony up for it. Not overpay, but pay what it's worth. And this car is a gosh darn unicorn, I'm telling you. Talking myself out of selling it right here. How the heck did I get a blood hand? I'm not even working on anything. Yeah, look at that intake, man. It's so good. It's so awesome. I knew I shouldn't open this up, that I'd be in here for another half an hour cleaning everything up. Oh man, look at all those leaves. Jeez. You know what'll be fun is going back and reading the comments. This is why I'm going to spend less time on it. On responding to every comment. Is that most of them are just regurgitating what I just told on myself about. Like, yeah, you know, I'm not really wishy-washy on this. I'm just making a life decision. And someone will say, "You're so wishy-washy." I didn't even realize that I gave him the darn words. So, yeah, well, you know what? I'm not living such a bad life here, being wishy-washy. There we go. All right. So that's a wrap, folks. Guess I'll catch you on the next one very shortly. Look at that intake. Man, that thing's sick. So, thanks for watching. As always, stay tuned for more crazy. Catch you on the next one.